Okay, welcome to round 7 of the ANZCRL Combined Racing League's Formula Ford Championship. We have just completed our lobby qualification 15-minute practice session between the two lobbies, and we're just organising the new invites. We should have 12. We'll be in this lobby eventually, and qualifying officially doesn't start until 5 minutes remaining. So currently we've got 8 minutes 30 remaining, and the guys from the second lobby will be getting invites to come into their game now. And I forgot to take actually a shot just to go over the times, but in that pre-practice we had, I know Dread 501 was the fastest with a 2:29, I think it was, and then there was either Got Gecko or Aussie Carters. I know Dado Racer was up there. Dark Racing 40 was close as well, but from the second lobby we had Weary Night come into the top lobby, as was Toddy V86, who is a wildcard entry for these last two rounds. Jetto 13 moved up, and same as Cirrus. So we're just waiting for a couple more of those to come in. So Jetto has come through, so Cirrus, Weary Night, and Toddy is the only person we're waiting for now. And hopefully he can get in. We've got 2 minutes. If for some reason he can't get in, obviously Toddy can jump into the bottom lobby. Just talking, here he comes in now. Most of the guys will now be thinking about returning back into the pits with 5 minutes remaining. The qualifying is obviously, as we can see, light rain, so it's going to be very testy for these guys. Haven't done much wet running. Give them a taste for Long Beach for our final race later on tonight, which is actually going to be light rain as well for the race. But luckily for Bathurst, for the race, which is going to be 10 laps, we're going to be having medium cloud with a game start of 1600 hours. So we've got 10 seconds remaining until pit lane is open, and it'll be a hive of activity because most of these cars are only going to get their one lap. They're going to get their out lap, and then their one fast lap. And Weary Night in the bottom lobby in the dry, in the 15-minute practice session, he was able to do a 2:31.9, which put him up there amongst probably the top 5 or 6 in the top lobby. So a lot of the guys will be obviously just fighting for a decent grid position for the start of this race. 10 laps. So we're going to look at a race duration of around about 23 minutes, I guess. And we've got the big championship battle with the adjusted points with the worst two of their worst drop rounds. I'm just pulling that up. We have Dread 501. He's first with 188 points, and 14 points behind him is Dado Racer. And then 4 points behind Dado Racer is Aussie Carters. And then another 4 points behind Aussie Carters is Scott Gecko. And the big news from tonight so far is Gear 3 Gamer, who is currently 5th in the championship, equal 5th with Dark Racing 40 on 152 points. Didn't make the cut into the top lobby. He just missed out by 1. And he's pretty much missed out by 0.05 of a second, and he dropped down to the second lobby, so he'll be scoring points from 13th down in the championship. So that could be one of his worst rounds that he'll drop, so he might gain a bit of extra points there. His worst round at the moment is 24, and for 13th, the best he can get for 13th is 20. So he'll actually get that 24 points in this round from tonight at Bathurst. Obviously, will be a drop round. And hopefully we can get the live points up on Facebook in our group at ANZCRL Combined Racing League after this race, because we'll have some time while they do another 15-minute qualifying run between the two lobbies at Long Beach for round 8, final round tonight, following here at Bathurst. So during that time, hopefully I can get some of these points done and pulled up, so then come Long Beach we can have a live score on where everyone stands in the championship, because it's going to get very interesting indeed. We're going to find out who's a bit of a wet master. I guess the biggest thing for these leading few guys was to actually get into the top lobby for this qualifying session, because the race they could make their positions up a little bit. But as we find at Bathurst, you're better off starting closer up the pointy end and near the mid-pack and near the back. So a lot can go on coming up around the mountain up through here on the first lap. Be a few nerves being the penultimate round. Dado currently put the first out lap. It's been one of the fastest. Okay, he's just coming down. Forest elbow and a Conrod. He had some invalid time. Jetto's called it quits, put it in the pits at the moment, so he'll be starting at the back. He was actually 11th fastest over all the combined times, so he won't be too fast starting last. And what can Gecko pull out of his hat here? Still Dado on pole. Oh, and there's Gecko getting a good time in. The man to watch here is Dread 501. Dark Racing is in second at the moment. Right Sower, Aussie Carters, and Got Gecko, a first, second. As we said, Aussie Carters third in the championship. Dado Racer in fifth, currently running second in the championship. And what can the man that's leading the championship do? Here comes Dread, 5:01. Can he get the top time? No, he can't. Only ninth. He's going to be a bit of work to do in the race. So there we go for pole. Got Gecko with a nice lap of 2:41.441. Followed by Aussie Carters, Dark Racing 40, Right Sower. Dado Racer, the man that's second in the championship. Coming from fifth, Timmy, 6th. Weary Knight, 7th. Cirrus in 8th. Dread, the championship leader, coming from 9th. He's got a lot to do. Toddy, the wildcard entry, in 10th. And we'll just go down the order here and pick up 11th and 12th. Emu. And then Jetto, who didn't set a time. So we'll continue on to the race. Guys will be getting excited to go, I should be saying. Here you can see the afternoon sunset at 1600 hours. At 4 p.m. local time. Medium cloud. Guys will want to make sure they're loading up their setup with their dry tyres, their slicks. So we've got 10 laps around Australia's greatest racetrack, Mount Panorama, in Bathurst. And this is round 7 of ANZ Combined Racing League's Formula 4 Championship Series 1 for 2020. And coming up after this, we'll have our final round at Long Beach. With the forecast of wet weather around those concrete jungles of Long Beach. Gonna be interesting. Should be too long. We should see everyone syncing up. Tyre wear's accelerated, and we've got performance impacting damage, and everything else is pretty much stock standard. Forced interior view, manual gears, all that sort of stuff. Assists are off as they would be in Formula Ford. If you haven't seen, the reason why we have performance impacting is just because of the open wheel tendency to lose wheels with a little bit of rubbing. And with a few guys that sometimes might have little lag spikes and things like that, can be a bit unfair. So we just make that easy to make everyone enjoy it as best they can. And it still gives enough damage for cars that may have to pit if they have too many problems. So big man to watch here is Aussie Carters. And off they go. And he's on the outside there, but he's got Gecko on the inside, so he should be able to tuck right back in. Darky's having a good look there on the inside of Right Sower. It just gave a bit of room. Dado side by side with Weary Knight. And Dread has to just take it easy, bide his time. There, the championship leader, and here we got Aussie Carters down the outside, sorry. With his teammate Right Sower right behind him. And we're hoping that Right Sower can look after him a little bit, protect him from Dark Racing. So far, a nice clean start for the first 6 or 7 cars. Looks like the whole field pretty much. Ooh, just a little glance there with Gecko. Aussie Carters has made that move. Sorry guys, I just had it all a bit muddled up there. So Aussie Carters did make that move. Turn 2. Coming over Skyline. Down into the dipper. This is where everyone wants to try and hold it together as best they can. Darky currently 5th in the championship. He's 14 points behind, actually, Gecko, who's 2nd in this race. Here he is on the outside of Right Zoa. Currently just nosing in front. He's made that move. These cars get great draft, and that's a good, clean move. And Darky's having another look down the inside, thought better of it, pulled back inside. He's riding a lot of curb. That could have unsettled the car. Didn't look it there, but it can. He might have been fighting. He's done well. Keep it on the black stuff. Oh, and we've got Weary Knight. Just having a little look. And first lap, we've got Aussie Carter's taking the lead. Just what he wants to do for his championship fight. He's doing everything he can, and he's got Dread in 7th. Oh, outside there. Oh, Dread was just lucky he missed that. Just missed with Weary Knight. And he's found himself 5th after that mistake, because Dado had to do some avoiding to avoid that accident. Oh, when Dado's just moved out, not knowing that that Weary Knight was there. So now Dread's got a little bit of, about 3 seconds before he can get up to this battle pack. There's a lot going on. Gecko's still hounding the back of the gearbox of Aussie Carter's. And he'll have a good opportunity for a good run down Conrod. Just got to hold. Don't try any silly moves. Beautiful look of these cars coming up over Skyline with that sun. Oh, there was just taking it up close to the wall on the inside of the dipper. Gecko's just protecting that line now. He's just lost a little bit of time there with that protecting with Darky, putting a lot of pressure. Darky will be looking to the hurry up. He needs to get in front of Gecko. Look at the 3 here making a big move. And Gecko's looking down the inside. Can he hold it? Can he do it on the outside? He's just, no. Thought better. Aussie Carter's has just shut the door. Coming into the chase. Oh, coming in hard was Right Zoa with a draft. Lucky that Dark Racing. He might be having a little bit of damage with that rear collision. Darky won't be happy with that. Right Zoa would be annoyed with himself as well. Getting a bit more of a draft than what they normally would and has to pull it up. It's catching him out. Darky's got a nice little run. Got a gap there from Right Zoa. And going up Mountain Straight. Darky's just tucking in behind. Got Gecko again. And there in the background you can see the championship leader, Dread. Darky knows what's going on. He knows that Gecko and Aussie Carter's could be working together. He's got to make life hard. He's just got to tuck behind here with Gecko, and he should follow him through. Ooh. I think Gecko pulled the brakes just a little bit too early. Sort of almost brake checked Darky. Just protecting that inside line of Aussie Carter's. They know that Aussie needs to win this. Get some vital championship points, that chase. With 50 points for firsts, and currently with Dread in 5th. Dread will only be on 38 points, I think it is. No, 36 points. So there's 14 points the difference, which will make them even Stevens for the final round if it stays like this. Oh, Darky almost finding the barriers. Aussie Carters. No doubt he did what he needed to do off the start. I wouldn't say Gecko's going to let him have this easy, because Gecko's still in the hunt as well. Dado Racer, he is holding solidly in 6. He's losing touch with Dread. And here comes Gecko again. Will he actually try and have a look? It is only early days, with these cars closely matched with a lot of slipstreaming. He might just want to just bide his time. See where the weakness. There he goes. Aussie Carters has slipped up. That's all it needs. Will Gecko stick it down the inside? It looks like Aussie Carters is protecting that inside line. All the meantime, Darky is caught up again. They're slowing each other down a little bit, and that's also going to bring Dread into the picture very shortly. Look at this battle for first. Really, Darky had some terrible few mid-season run in the championship. So it could have been a full-on outright battle for the championship between these lot. And Darky's got that pace. He's looking up down the outside. He won't be able to make that stick. Definitely not around Griffins, that's for sure. It's a long way around the outside. Now the climb. Part of the steepest climb of the track. Around here and then up through the cutting. Fabulous little piece of the racetrack. And up around the top. Some very, just saying, the commentator's curse is just saying that they're showing some very professional driving. Aussie just running wide, glancing that wall. He's lucky with that side impact. He might not have suffered any suspension damage with the performance impacting only. He might have got away with that. Can't really go anywhere else at the moment, this battle, as it is a big fight for the championship. You need to stay with these slot. Almost touching the gearbox is Gecko. Here comes Darky too. Can Darky just maybe just try and hold the line with Aussie Carters? Get down the inside. He may do it. Ooh, he's come to blows with Gecko. That's not a very good thing to see. Gecko's been trying to protect that position with Carters. And all the meanwhile, those little mistakes is helping Dread all the time. And you can see now, this looks like got Gecko. There's got severe suspension issues there, and that's end Gecko's championship chase for sure. Be very upset about that. I think Darky will have some answering with the stewards with that move, maybe that incident. He's definitely on the move. Darky has got the pace. Timmy's having a lonely race there in 6 at the moment. That number 46 Dumatec Racing. And here comes Toddy, putting some pressure on Weary Knight. Both of these guys jumped up from the bottom lobby. coming back up to the front. Aussie Carters hasn't got any protection now with Gecko. It looks like Gecko will end up being a lap down. Close to it, they'll have a bit of repairs with that suspension. Just crabbing all over the shot. That's one other position that Dredd has actually gained, so that'll put, as it stands at the moment, Aussie Carters will be 2 points behind Dredd in the championship. And Darky will really be wanting to make sure if he's going to make a move, he's going to make sure that that's as clean as it can be after being going to be investigated there with the stewards, I'd say. It's hard to tell. We'll have to wait and see if we can get some replays, both on board. We can only see what we saw. It definitely looked like Gecko was trying to obviously protect Carters as best he could. Could have also got it held up a little bit with him trying to make that move, because they were both, he was trying to make a move on Carters at the same time. Carters had the door closed. Darky was trying to come in the inside at the same time. They come up again for the 6th lap of the 10. So 4 more laps remaining, including this one. Gecko's still in the pits, still waiting for repairs. Not going to be a happy team there at all. We need to do that battle again for 7th and 8th with Toddy 86 and Weary Knight. CMDR Cirrus picking up the pieces here in 11th. As long as he doesn't make a mistake, he'll finish there. Get some good points for the championship for his chase. And CMDR Cirrus is actually 12th in the championship at the moment, chasing down Jetto. So Jetto's in front of him, so Jetto's 2 points in front of him, so he will just increase that lead by another 2 in their positions there they stand now. And 4 will be the difference. And Dredd's now starting to catch on the back of Right Sower. Won't be long and we'll be seeing Dredd maybe making a move. This is where the accident. It was actually, sorry, it was at the chase where we had the problem with Darky and Gecko. Gecko's out of the pits now. Ooh, and there goes Aussie Carters. He's made that mistake. The pressure from Darky's got too much. It's not what Aussie wants to see. It won't be long and Dredd looks like he will be actually overtaking Right, so he'll be putting a lot of pressure. You can see that happening in front of him. Dredd knows he really needs to make this position stick. Right, so it's making it hard for him. Nice driving. Aussie Cartels won't let it up. He's having a good look down on the inside. No. Oh, he looks like he's going to be up there on the inside. He has. He's made that move. So it's seesawing for first. Game on. Give it ANZCRL Combined Racing Leagues. 7th, the penultimate round of the Formula 4 Championship. Our first series for 2020. We run 6 series throughout the year. This is a taste of what's yet to have more to come. The European Le Mans Series, our second series, featuring just the LMP2 cars around some of the famous European tracks the game has to offer. That battle between Weary Knight and Toddy V86 seems to just continue on. Coming up over Skyline, Weary Knight, number 75 Flat Out Alliance, doing a terrific job. He's actually in battle. He's equal points at the moment, equal with Par 0666 on 128 points, 7th. And Timmy's just in front. He's in front of them by about 10 seconds in front down the road. Timmy's doing a good job, cementing himself there in 7th. They're a little bit off Gear 3 Gaming and Par 0666. Par actually dropped down into the bottom lobby as well, so both Par and Gear 3 Gaming were the big losers in the qualifying session for the lobbies earlier tonight. And there we go, Dredd has actually made that move on right, so we missed that. Currently now in 3rd, chasing down the 2 up front. Has he got enough? He was a second faster than them, and he's just over, just under 2 seconds behind, so he's definitely got the ability. He's got the time. There's another 3 laps, you could say. It's this lap and 2 more. He's done well for the number 8 Scuderia Alpha Delta Spa team all throughout the whole season. So Aussie Carters will definitely leapfrog Dado Race, and Dado Race will hold 3rd in the championship coming into the penultimate round. Oh, Cirrus has to go in the pits. He's got enough of a buffer over Gecko. Oh, Dark Racing. Looks like he was had a little bit of a moment. Now, as I say, some of the tyres are just starting to wear out a little bit with the accelerated tyre wear. What can Darky do? Dark Racing 40 in that number 35 Sharif's motorsport car. He's starting to do the weaving down the straight, trying to break that slipstream that Dredd will be getting. You can see how we can, just see those rears, and Aussie Carter's had a bad run. This Dredd has had to back off as well. You could see that there was a bit of possibility of a bit of an incident if he continued on with that. Now they're going to go 3 wide down the main straight. Looks like Dredd is having a good look down the inside of Aussie Carter's. He's got him there on the inside. He can break the latest. It looks like Dredd, can he pull it up? Aussie Carter's is looking down, and Dredd has run off wide. Right, Soa. We'll have a run on him. And that's dropped Dredd 501 back to 4th. Exactly what Aussie Carters wants to see with 2 laps remaining. This will make, as I said, this will have Aussie Carters 2 points off the lead of the championship coming into the final round later on tonight at Long Beach, which we've already been mentioned. It's going to be a wet race. Can Aussie Carters hang on? Darky's held his nerve. But we knows he's done a little bit, made a little mistake there and had that problem with Gecko. Dredd knows what he needs to do. He knows he can't finish here in 4th. He'll be wanting to get back through past Rightower. It's like one of the slower cars going down there. I don't know who it was, if it was Cirrus or... No, it was someone. Oh, that looks like that's Gecko. Gecko's having more issues. Very unfortunate. His mind wouldn't be with it after being, he would be seeing red. Oh, and here comes Dredd. That could get nasty. You can see how he just loses a bit of control out there on that grass. He doesn't want to bin it. You got Dado not too far behind either. If he puts it in the wall, he's pointing the wrong way. And Aussie Carter's coming on the last lap. Coming up to lap Cirrus, I believe, yes. In that Tiger Energy Motorsports entry. Can Aussie hold on? Can Dredd? He's going to have a look up over the round, up the outside, coming up Mountain Straight. He's just nosing in front of Rightower now. Rightower's got the inside line. Oh, they're both trying to give each other plenty of room. Bathurst does make it feel like it's very, very narrow, which it is in a way. Rightower's held out. It's another challenge from Dredd that Rightower's been able to hold on and win. It looks like Ducky's made a little mistake. Probably trying to lap Cirrus, so that's given Aussie Carter's a nice 2-second breather. It was lucky he didn't have a big incident, which could have put him amongst these guys. Ooh, right, so just glancing that wall. A puff of concrete. Terrific drive by Rightso at the moment. He's had everyone throw everything at him. He'll be happy with his third if he can keep it going. He's going to have to defend like anything coming into the chase. Dredd's going to be trying to latch onto him here at Forest Elbow, get a good draft. You might see the old weaving snake down Conrod. Will Dredd be able to get that toe? He'll definitely be getting the effects now. Right, so he needs to plant it down the inside. He's got to be careful. Dredd might look at... Oh, is Cirrus going to get in the way here? Right, so just needs to stay on the outside. He's there. Can he late break? No, he can't. Dredd's... Can he pull it up? He can. Dredd's pulled it up really well. And here comes Aussie Carter's to take the penultimate round. Well done to Aussie Carter's and team number 3, Finks Racing Team. Dark Racing in second in the 35 Sheriff's Motorsport. And Dredd has made that third spot after having a bad qualifying session with Wright, so it just couldn't hold out, unfortunately. Dado coming home 5th, had a lonely race by the looks of that. And Timmy cemented himself there in 6th, probably 7th in the championship. And Toddy, and here comes Jetto, 13. He's pulled away from Weary Night. He's also lost a nose cone. So they had a bit of an issue. He looks like he's got suspension problem as well. Find it hard to keep it on the straight and narrow. And Emu's coming down there. And Cirrus is already finished, and Gecko up around the top. Aussie Carter's race is finished. He's still flying around. A great victory by Aussie Carter's. Done everything he has to do to take this fight into the final round. So he has got a difference of 10 points. He's made 10 points up on Dread. So he will be now only, what is he, 8 points actually, 8 points behind. I was actually getting muddled up earlier. I was going off second, which was Dado racing when I was trying to calculate those points. So actually he'll be 8 points behind Dread 501 into the final round. We'll be ending this coverage very shortly, and the final round will be back up live again, roughly around about 10 past 9. Around about 9 o'clock, we'll have qualifying at Long Beach. So until then, we will see you in Long Beach. Congratulations to Aussie Carters. And thanks for watching.